You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
You can't handle the truth. You guys think the federal government would lie to us?
I think Tom Cruise
come
could
on.
make a pretty good Captain. A young Tom Cruise could make a pretty good Captain America.
Well, maybe.
Come on, Chengus. We could totally trust the government.
Oh, you know what? You're so right. The government would never lie to us. They have our best interests in mind. But
So yeah, welcome to the Comic Crypt podcast, where we cover comics and from the past, and I suggested, and everybody agreed, to cover the comic Truth, Red, White, and Black, which serves as the inspiration for the subplot of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Which is funny enough, when that show came out, we were covering the inspiration for the main plot.
that is true. That is true. It's like Falcon and Winter Soldier took both from this I cannot talk. This miniseries, as well as the Cap No More kind of story arc going on. Because, Steve Rogers no more. Sam, you gotta become a Captain America. And then, yeah. So. But, it was. I've said so many things at this point about Falcon and Winter Soldier that, like. I don't know. It's just. I don't want to say it's gonna make me mad. I mean, I guess it kind of makes me a little mad, but it's gonna make me feel more just like, damn, what we doing, Disney? What are we doing here? So, but hey, I'm glad though that we got to read the storyline that brought in the characters like Isaiah Bradley into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And
well, funny enough, I think Isaiah Bradley. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isaiah Bradley existed before this comic, right?
No. Robert Morales created him wholesale for this comic.
Then, so is Young Patriot in the Young Avengers supposed to be like his grandson or something?
I believe so. I believe they did. They did try
Young
to make
Patriot?
it.
That's what he's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was part of a group called the Young Avengers. So this is after Bendis disassembled the Avengers, called Avengers Disassembled.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, a case of Scarlet Witch goes crazy and Hawkeye end up dying.
Wanda went crazy again? Oh, jeez.
You want to know how long Hawkeye? You want to know how long Hawkeye dying lasts?
Was it brutal?
He had a shit.
I don't know how long it lasts.
I think.
Oh, how long Hawkeye remained dead?
He got revived when the next time Wanda went crazy with House of M.
What was the time gap between that?
I think it was like a couple years.
A couple of years? Oh, okay.
Like 5 years or so?
No one stays dead. Let's go. You know what?
I'm trying to remember. Avengers Disassembled 2004. And then House of M. Oh, 2005.
2005. Okay. Also, I looked it up. Elijah or Eli Bradley, grandson of Isaiah Bradley. He's Patriot. Which I'm not gonna lie, it's not a. I don't know. I'm not really digging that name. Just Patriot. That's your superhero name, Patriot. I don't know. It could be better. That's my opinion.
Wait, he's
Like,
the
come on.
grandson?
Yeah, Isaiah Bradley
He's
had a grandson.
sterile.
No,
That's
no,
a- that's
no,
a- that's a-
no. Remember, he had in this comic we read, he had a daughter. He was able to have a daughter. He got sterile after he impregnated his wife,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and then the
Okay.
daughter gave birth to like a bunch of children. So he has like a lot of grandchildren.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So yeah, this comic covers the story of Isaiah Bradley and a couple of others as they were taking part in the Tuskegee.
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 Yeah, those experiments. Except this one was Super Soldier.
It always comes back to everyone wanting to make super soldiers. That's
Captain America was just that good.
it's just something I know. Like this is also something I know. Is like even in like the MCU, like everything I've seen, a lot of problems just always stems from, okay, guys, Steve Rogers as Captain America was amazing. We gotta do that again. How? I don't know. Come up with shit.
And I just love it how in the especially in the MCU when you have like one of the generals that was directly with the Doctor knows who the Doctor would pick, and he didn't at all. Just goes, yeah, you can't do that because Steve Rogers was picked personally by the Doctor, and he has certain standards.
Yeah, certain standards. But I think it's just funny that every like terrible thing that happens in the Marvel universe, like one of the major reasons why something terrible happens, goes back to, yeah, we want to make Captain America again. We want another super soldier. It's like, yeah, of course.
From the fictional history of like the Marvel universe. It's a direct response for heroes like Namor and the Human Torch when they came about. The world thought to themselves, "Oh, hey, we could make our own superhero."
Yeah. So I think I misread the timeline when I was reading it. I was reading it all in my lunch break. So was these experiments before Steve Rogers becomes Captain America?
No, this was after.
Okay.
They're trying to recreate the super soldier serum that made Steve, because the original Doctor, I know he was I know he had a different name in the MCU. So was it like he was like Reinstein here or something like that?
Yeah, Rhineston.
He died, and then so like because he's dead, now everyone's going, okay, guys, we gotta make the next super soldier serum, guys. Come on, think. What do we do?
Because Isaiah, like once they get out of like the program, Isaiah's explicitly reading the story, the Captain America.
I know the comics were they got to the comics, but I thought they were like it was like sometime later, like when they're in the, because that whole conversation was them trying to, at least one of them was trying to make the argument is that we are more of the Captain America than that guy. I think the idea is that they thought that he was a made up comic book character.
Yeah, that's what the sergeant thought. Oh no, that was just because he talked about earlier about how for the people at home there's symbols that they gravitate towards, and that symbols doesn't really matter to us, and so he just kind of assumed that like, our story is being told, but it's being told in a digestible format. Not, without realizing that Steve Rogers was someone who actually existed.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of the story? I know Matchstick's opinion on it.
Phenomenal.
I liked it. I really liked it, man.
So,
go
so
ahead.
here's the funny thing. I'm actually think this is good, but I disagree on being phenomenal.
Okay.
It's
And Magic has.
it's okay.
You thought it was okay?
The story
I just really
itself,
liked
it got. I my issues is that it was either too short or it had too big a cast. Cut one of them out, and it could have been pretty good.
Get that.
Pardon?
I said I get that. Like yeah, like reading it, it's like I am surprised how brisk it was, and in in the middle of the story, it does seem like a lot of the cast was dropping like fries.
The story frame itself isn't bad. It got preachy at the end. I really don't like that. I don't hate the book, but it's like it's tiring, and just the weird Muslim stuff at the end. It's like, no, ew, get that out of here. But it's like for a 2003, I expected. It's about what I expected. It's like I give it like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Like it's like I don't hate it, but it's like could have been better.
Okay. I didn't mind. I liked it.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah. Well, why do you like it? And
I thought it was just a really solid story overall. I know you, Mastic, thought like kind of a little like preachy at the end, and like you could argue, sure, but like I kind of felt like that was the point though. Like
yeah, it was the point, but it's a bad point. That's my point.
Okay, well I didn't really consider it bad, at least to me. Like I do think I do agree with you on like a bit on the cast stuff, because it is something I noticed where like Isaiah kind of really only became a big focus towards like I think like issue 3, like by the end of it. Then like it was like okay, Isaiah's now really like
only
the
was
sole
when
focus.
It only really started when he became captain. When he became the Captain America. And that was just way too late.
I could kind of get that, but
for a character, for the main character, he doesn't have the focus for most of the story. It's like
I do
either make it a
kinda
longer
get that.
series where you could absorb the cast into it, or just focus on Isaiah Bradley for the 7 issues, and you'll be good. It's like I also dislike the preachiness at the end, because to me it turns it's well one thing. It's a point that I'm kind of tired with. It's like a bit of crab livery, which is I'm able to ignore if it's just not so overtly said out loud. It's like I'm not that, but it's like
Okay.
it's just really tiring, man. It's like
I don't know. I didn't really have the same like. Man, this is like I could kind of understand why. Like I can understand your point, but I guess maybe they could have made. I guess maybe like if they expanded, if there's like more to the story, they could have like explored more with Isaiah, and then you could like get more of like the message more naturally, I guess, told throughout.
Because yeah, I would go more into it, but it would get pretty political pretty fast, and I don't really want it to. And I don't really want the politics to be focused in this stream.
Well, I get you, but like, well, I mean, but like the comic is like by its nature, it is a little bit political. At the very least, like in the sense that
Yeah,
it is
but I
talking
feel like
about,
if I start getting into, wait,
no, I get you.
but
Yeah.
if I get into my issues with it, it's gonna cross the line for what is
Okay.
acceptable.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Okay.
it
So-
is.
So,
Does
Nut, why do you think it's phenomenal?
It is in that sense of, while I do understand like music being pretty tiring, especially being very tired about like essentially
We was
like,
super
what-
soldiers and shit, which
yeah, that's type
Like-
of thing.
like for me at the it only really got like that when it started to be preachy. Like before that, it actually avoided it for me, and I was pleasantly surprised. But then at the end, they made it preachy, and I was like, okay, there we are.
Like I think for me it is a sense of like that whole thing in the end was kind of an expository dump, but I did appreciate it because I feel like comic books nowadays have a problem where the writer will just talk down to the reader. The idea of all these things happen, and you have to take some sort of like accountability in some way for it.
Mm.
But like as clumsy as it is, like it was really just stating what actually happened in history. Like
Mhm.
like again, like you can we could argue that like it could have been like said a bit better, but you can't sugarcoat it. And I think I just admired the comic book for that. Without
Mm.
like, because I think what's great about it is like unlike a book of today, like Steve isn't demonized. There's no character that goes up to Steve and be like, "Oh, this is this is your fault. Like you represent the system." It's like, no, he was made blind for it all. Which like he like even in the end he holds himself accountable, but because that's because he's Captain America. He will hold himself accountable because he believes that not only himself but this country should set a right lesson. But no, I do agree with you, Meshik, on the idea of if this was longer, having the cast be a lot more fleshed out, because I did like their dynamic, during the first boot camp, especially the sergeant. I thought the sergeant was going to be a lot more.
I was expecting more about him, like, but then they like killed not just him, they just killed off the entire unit very quickly. We only had like that's where I would put like the bulk of the additional issues. So we had like 3 additional issues where they would be. I would think this would be good for like a 10 issue miniseries. Is that essentially you just have, especially when you have this ensemble cast idea, you have like everyone gets introduced, everyone goes to boot camp, and then you got the twist about the experiment stuff. You have to deal with the repercussion and also show the ticking time bomb with like that one guy who died while en route on the boat. and then you have the issue, and then the next part of the issues where taking out this bunch of these ensemble casts one by one.
Yeah, like this really should, because like it was originally 6 issues and then they extended it to 7. And so like it really should be a sense of maybe they should have pushed this like just try to extend it over like 10 issues or a bit more.
I think 10 issues would have been pretty good.
Yeah, because then you got 3 more issues, and then those would be just fun adventures. I would also kind of make them a bit more comically dark. Like, you get some of those moments.
I would also say, sorry,
when the general got relieved that he got shot, like in the face.
That was like,
and everyone in the camp gets killed. Like, and it's like, okay, we need more comically evil. I think that would have been fun, especially when you have it in the story where Isaiah gets captured and he meets Hitler.
Okay, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, you are artists. I am artist too, Americana.
Hitler's straight up just telling him like, oh, no, we hate America, but we don't hate the blacks. We in fact we Germans, we are just like you blacks. It's like.
I think Hitler would have killed you where you stood if you said that. Like it's like the Germans did not care much for like. Okay, so the Germans' view on American blacks, it was derogatory, but they didn't really hate them. They just looked down their nose at him, kind of thing.
There were some in the early military, like during the transition into the SS party. That's what I'm gonna call them, so that we won't get strike down. So there
sorry.
Well, like because I do know that there were early black members in the military, but they were kind of treated as useful idiots.
Yeah, like I do like that point where it's like Hitler was trying to turn Isaiah on America, and then he goes, nah, and Isaiah goes, nah.
Nah, my wife killed me if I went with you.
And then it's like them trying to discuss what to do with the guy.
Okay, so I kind of it was really fun. Honestly, that like just kind of really like, cartoonishly evil, like just Hitler talking with Goebbels, going like, but what do we do with the black man? So, we can send him to Auschwitz. We can send him to Auschwitz. Mengele can cut him up and stuff. It's like, But mein Führer, if we send him there, then we can't use him for propaganda. Oh, you got a point, shit. It's like, it was kind of fun, but I guess I would also kind of argue that like it kind of gets so like almost like so cartoonishly evil with like Hitler that like I don't know, like it's almost like, at least for me,
I'll be honest, you say it's cartoonishly evil. It's
well,
probably
yes,
not off the mark though.
Yes, I know. I know. Like the evil German man was off his rockers. He was hopped up on drugs like 24/7.
Not just that, they had a disregard for human life. They did not give one shit. They probably would have said stuff like this. If this happened.
And the thing is, my whole point with Hitler is that, okay, you have like this moment where, okay, Isaiah confronts Hitler, and there's this like you treat him in like this semi-goofy take on Hitler, but then it's like, okay, if we had 3 more issues where you have like this weird contrasting tone where you have character because you even
The Hitler,
and it's not
the
just
Hitler side.
We had Merritt. We
Excuse me.
had a
Yeah.
Merritt who was that little sergeant that little.
Mhm.
The white handler who becomes like the conspiracy nut job anti-American guy
Yeah.
that was in prison, and then you have like the people who did the experiments are totally cartoonish again, shooting an American general and killing everyone on a base camp.
Well, they simply they were simply doing that because like this was just like the necessary evil. Like we need to keep this, hush hush. Like there is like because just from because I know Kyle Brook, I think his name is the artist. He's a cartoonist. He worked with. I'm sorry. With Robert, he worked with Robert Morales on Vibe magazine. These feel very painted in the style of like political cartoons.
I think I wanted a bit more. If we had those three issues, the tone would be where you kind of go full board, but like full on 1940s propaganda cartoons. But then you have characters that you like been reading about in the story just dying like flies, and like you can make it like horrific ways.
The one joke I kind of like darkly was the when they gave the first guy the serum, and then he just blew up like a watermelon, and then I don't mean anything like that. I was just using watermelon as a
Okay.
I mean, we could have said. We could have said. I mean, we could have said he fried like he blew up like fried chicken, but it's like watermelon is right.
All right. He blew up.
He blew up, and then like the general was like the doctor was like, okay, so we should use less CCs on that one. Like, it's this like just how mundane they're just treating the situation of just watching this one man just like blow up like a bloody bolt. I find darkly funny.
Yeah, it's a very morbid like humor, like test subject blew up. Darn.
Yeah, useless.
It's like but like I'm trying to like convey, trying to like really gather my thoughts on the spot here. I guess like for me, I guess like sure it was like there was like it was like you got stuff like that where like they shot up the rest of the camp. They blew up a black guy and just treated like nothing. But I guess like, but like there was like they still treated like, but I guess like it was the way they like treated it. Like it was still taken pretty seriously, and then you just have like a whole issue where just all of a sudden here's Hitler himself just going, no, you don't understand. We Nazis, we are just like you black people. Oh, I'm also artist.
And also, it's like, oh, we're fighting against like.
I'll be honest, it kind of just fit right in for me.
I guess at least maybe for me, I guess maybe like a little bit more build up to like just like lead. I guess like we build up more towards like this like big cartoonishly evil moment where you just got straight up.
It's not really
the Fuhrer himself going, I relate to the black man, and then literally like the second panel he's going to Goebel like, I don't actually relate to him. What do we do with this guy?
It's not really cartoonishly evil. These guys were cartoonishly evil.
I know. They were pretty.
But
they were
I think it's just proving the point that this should have been longer
Mm.
or more
Yeah.
concentrated.
Yeah, so but for like the story we have, that we have, like if we weren't allowed to have our, I think like my personal problems is, the cast was I wanted a bit more focus on Bradley, and then the other characters kind of serves as just direct foils to him because they ended up dying very quickly. Once they get into like they had like a good basis for character arcs. It's just that I felt like they needed to expand upon. I think like the least developed character was Canefield, who was the socialist.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
he got.
He just seems like the rich brat.
I guess they could have done more with that. Like, I think admittedly for me, like, there's, I guess it's more like somewhat the idea and potential this comic could have like really done more with that I find like really fascinating. I won't also lie here. Like a part of me that does help like this comic like stand out more to me is because you guys kind of just like went into this comic as is. I won't lie. With reading this comic, I will always have like Falcon and Winter Soldier and like Brave New World in the back of my mind reading this comic. It's like, man, what are we doing? What are we doing here, man? Because Isaiah Bradley at the end of the day is a very tragic character, and like there's a lot you could do with that, and then it's like you're finally bringing Isaiah Bradley into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and hey, you got the potential now to have this guy's story with Sam Wilson, as the new Captain America. Whoa, we got a black man as Captain America now in the modern times, and he doesn't know about Isaiah Bradley, the first black Captain America. You could do a lot with that, and then the show just ends up having Isaiah just being a guy constantly telling Sam, you're a race traitor. It's like what the fuck?
Like that. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think that's the single thing that like I hated about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier version of the character is he doesn't come across as someone who suffers a lot, who suffered from mistreatment and PTSD. He seems like he was written by someone who took a college course. Like it's like, oh yeah, like you're a coon. I'm like, and all that stuff. I'm like, this Isaiah sound like he tried to get out of the war by claiming, by skipping over to Canada, and then he spat into the GI's face when they came home. Like the Isaiah of this comic kind of like he seems
like he got thrown. He joined the army because he had an altercation. He had the book thrown at him. And but he served his country and gone through like horrible trials. These experiments was awful, and everything about it. Like he lost his friends, and now he's just a brain dead person. Like
he's like his wife is telling Steve that because of the experiments, he's regressed mentally to that of like a child. It's like, that's really sad and depressing, and like it's, that's really at least for me like was always gonna like help this comic book in my mind. It's just admittedly comparing it to like current adaptations of the story. So you go from if you're trying to hammer in the point that Sam Sam Wilson, because of your race you're not gonna be as well received as Captain America like Steve Rogers, like you could do it in so much of a better way with a character like Isaiah than just simply have him be an old angry man constantly telling Sam, you race traitor, how dare you? You can't be Captain America because you're black. Like if that's what you're trying to do, if that's the story you're trying to do, like no, yes, a black man can be a Captain America. There's so many better ways you can go about it.
Isaiah could very much be like you could have kind of combined in the MCU. You could have kind of combined him with the Sergeant here, where he is jaded and he kind of just believes that like they will use you as Captain America, but they will like
they won't respect you.
They won't respect you, and they'll hope that you will be gone soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like just imagine in the MCU version where it's where like you have like this, everything goes on in this comic, and like, but instead of being regressed, he has to like now live decades, and he's still technically an operative. He was like the Black Ops operative, and then he got retired once Steve Rogers returned.
You could do a lot, man. And I won't lie, like Brave New World honestly was like even honestly kind of worse, because like in Brave New World, like Isaiah's now been framed for trying to kill the president, and so like okay Isaiah, you're going back to jail, and there's that scene where he's begging Sam, like, Sam, please man, you can't let me go back there, man, I can't do it again, and they just kind of forget about him for the rest of the movie, because he's not important. We gotta deal with what's his name from Hulk. What's his name?
Yeah, the Thinker.
Yeah, the Thinker. Sorry, Isaiah Bradley. The idea that you're going to jail again for a crime you didn't commit, sorry, that's not as important as, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, guys, I can't believe it. Whoa, the leader, I'm remembering now, the leader, that's the character. That's what I'm thinking of. So, oh my gosh. So I'm sorry, Isaiah, a black man once again going to jail for a crime he didn't commit? Sorry, that's not as important as, oh my gosh, Tim Blake Nelson is manipulating Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, you could argue preachiness aside, but I think what I kind of respect about this comic book is it just kind of felt like it was made in a time where you could you can just be like truthful all around. I like that one of the characters, Larson, was just an unabetted sociopath. He just wanted to
he was angry, so all he wanted to do was just, can we kill white men? Sorry, yes, you can go kill white men. Awesome.
and then like the sergeant pretty much just told him, like, oh, remember, you only getting to do this because you're allowed to.
Hmm.
You know, it's a sense of like this, like this character is not misunderstood. No, this character is just a a bastard,
Hmm.
and he's not supposed to be like representative of anything. He's just a, he is very much a person who makes up like many different sides of a whole.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it, and I was very interested when the sergeant mentioned Red Summer, and I actually looked up and was like, oh, that is an actual historical event. Like, so there was
That's an
an
actual thing that happened.
Yeah, I didn't look into it. I bet there's like some, nuances there. But it's
Sure,
like,
but like,
and then
you
you
know,
got like the Red Ball Express. It's like, oh, cool. There is some actual history I didn't know about.
Mm.
So for me, it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I learned some history.
You learned history. Whoa.
But but yeah, I really enjoyed the story, but I wish it could have been more. Than like kind of what was like just the premise and the idea of the story behind essentially a Black Captain America being tied to the Tuskegee experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, oh, that is so cool. That is actually a very compelling idea. And part of me was actually kind of expecting that we had more Steve Rogers in the story, where Steve was investigating about it. Like, we get more about like where we had two plots going on, where you had the past plot, so you get Isaiah's story as he is experiencing, and then you got the modern day where Steve Rogers is like, we can have it where he gets like attacked by like you can have it where like a modern day black person confronts him about like you weren't the first super soldier, blah blah blah, and Steve Rogers goes, what do you mean? It's like, and then he mentions Isaiah Bradley. It's like, who is this Isaiah Bradley? And we get this whole investigation going on.
Yeah.
Where we have like him learning about the experiments through what the government was kind of putting behind files, and you can have some conflicts about some people are trying to prevent Steve from finding out. Meanwhile, you get like the story through Isaiah's perspective.
No, I getcha.
And it would have been funny. I think they missed an opportunity. Have Isaiah punch Hitler in the face.
that would have been fun.
So we make and it would be like just big continuity joke that instead of Steve Rogers being able to hit Hitler in the face, it was Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah, it was Isaiah all along. That would be fun, admittedly. Yeah. I think, at least for me, I think it's always better that like was it? I think it's always better that, yes, to like, I guess, want more from a story than wanting less, right? Like it's like I would have liked to see more, but like that's probably better than just going, man, I wish they just showed less. I wish they didn't show anything. So, but I just thought overall this was a nice this was a nice little comic book to read. I'm glad I got to see, I'm glad I got to see like these comics and like what they're trying to say and what they ended up being used as inspiration for better or worse. Oh, that's me. But moral of the story is you should always trust the government. They will never lie to you guys.
Yeah,
I
and
swear.
they'll just team up with the German company to make super soldiers.
That's true. They'll team up with the German. They'll just team it up. It's Steve. It's just good business, Steve. Don't worry about it. It's
Like that ending Price or Steve and Price having that conversation, like sounded like a whole bit from Youth Pastor Ryan. Have you ever seen his videos?
I think I've seen like one before, but it's been a bit. It's been a hot minute. It's
Just
like,
about, like, you did what?
You did what?
We teamed up with the German company to make super soldiers. It's like, you did this ethically, right? What do you mean ethics? They didn't have rights.
Ethics didn't win wars, Steve.
Ethics don't win wars, Steve.
Business is. I just like the thing about war. War is as a business. It's a business.
Don't you know, Steve? I'm using the war economy to end the war economy. That's a nice argument, General. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Yeah, it's. And I do like how the ending where we have Steve meeting Isaiah Bradley.
Hmm.
And having
that was nice. Yeah, I did like that. It was good. Oh, excuse me. I'm young.
Yeah. So I would say like this panel mostly is positive on this.
Yeah.
On this story. So tune in. I think that'll be it. Is there anyone else? Any final thoughts on the comic?
I think we all said what we needed to.
Yeah.
All right. So tune in next month where we're gonna celebrate me and Changus's birth month. But specifically for a treat for me, we're gonna be covering magic.
Magic. Demons. Not even once.
All of her story and all of her horrifying glory.
Oh man, that should be fun.
The Limbo Files.
They'll release the Limbo Files.
Release the Limbo Files. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
See ya.